Everything you need to know about the Vigo Dem Party. So sit back, relax, and watch from anywhere. Get ready for a chat with the chair.
I'm Joe Etling, Chair of the Vigo County Democratic Central Committee. Welcome to the award-winning Chat with the Chair. So glad you could join us. We are a week out from Election Day. A week just passed us, and it's hard to believe that that election cycle has ended. I want to take a moment and thank all the great candidates who put their name on the ballot and campaigned so hard, all those family members of those candidates as well as their campaign committees that worked so hard. Of course, we had some great results and of course some results that were tough to take, but nationally, of course, the results were much better than many of the pundits were saying, and of course there are still ballots being tabulated, and of course special elections still to occur down in Georgia. So a lot of things still taking place nationally. Here locally, I know that we had an awesome ticket of candidates. We're so proud of the campaigns that they ran, those people that were working so hard for their candidates and people that were phone banking, going door to door, doing all they could to encourage the turnout. Still disappointing to see just such a small percentage of people in our community that vote. We need to encourage and continue to encourage people to get out to vote. It's so important that we exercise that right and continuing with our young people on through to encourage them to not only be registered but then to actually go vote. But I do want to take this opportunity on behalf of the Vigo County Democratic Central Committee to thank everyone for their involvement in this election, in the process of forming a government. Along those lines, we've got one of our great office holders and a member of the Central Committee as well with us. Remind our viewers who you are.
My name is Michelle Edwards. I'm the City Clerk of Terre Haute and the Secretary of the Vigo County Central Committee.
Michelle, I know that you have been very involved, of course, in this election this year, and we appreciate all your work, and talk to our viewers a little bit about that process and all the things that took place and what you observed about the candidates and running those campaigns.
I think during a campaign season, whether you're the candidate or you're behind the scenes helping, you become a family. And I thought it was great how we all came together, how we were all at events, and going out and meeting our great citizens of Terre Haute, because we do have a lot of people who are concerned about our city and our county, and they want to see it improve and grow over the years, whether it's now or in the future for their grandchildren or children. So I thought it was wonderful. We all would meet up at events and we would all have a great time. We are pulling together more people. We always need more people to come in and see how great the Democrats are and how they can improve your everyday life, whether it is me as city clerk or someone at the state level or at the federal level.
Of course, we had some veteran candidates who were reelected, and then we had some first-time candidates who were elected, and that's awesome. We also had some first-time candidates who were not successful. What's the message for those candidates, Michelle?
Don't give up. I have spoken to a few of them, and not that I'm the great advisor. I tell them to call you on that, but I tell them, just think about what you would have done differently and don't be too hard on yourself. It's going out and meeting the citizens. That's the biggest thing you can do, whether it's a telephone call, dropping off a flyer, or going to one of our great local events. And I, tell them, just examine it from your own point of view, think what you would do differently, and don't give up. Just because you weren't successful this time doesn't mean that you can't go for another office or another try. And I think people occasionally have a negative outlook on politicians. We're everyday citizens. We go out, we have to mow our grass. Well, some of us do. We have to mow our grass, we have family, we have pets who try and kill possums and other things, but we're just everyday people who want to make a difference. I do firmly believe everyone can make a difference. You can contribute in any way You don't have to be the leader. You can contribute behind the scenes. So I'm hoping that all of our candidates who weren't successful do try again and continue to contribute to our party and to our citizens.
Of course, other members of the Central Committee, Kim Worland, the Vice Chair, and John Wright, the Treasurer. It was a conscious decision to engage also during this election cycle with cleanups, and you were a big part of that. Talk about that and how that went, those cleanups in different parts of the community, and what the idea is moving forward with those.
I think one of the greatest things about our country is our citizens give back. So whether it is contributing to a charity, whether it is attending a cleanup, big brother, big sister, foster parent, whatever it may be, as Americans, we give back because so many of us feel grateful for everything that we have, everything that we've been given, our education system, our constitutional rights. That was one of the biggest things I took away from our cleanups was we will give back. We have an aging population who are still trying to remain in their homes, and sometimes they need a little help. Sometimes trash gets thrown out. So it was great. I would walk around with other candidates and we would have a lot of discussions about things going on in our community, how other candidates, how they were reaching out, events to go to. And so again, one big family. So I hope next year we get a larger turnout for all of our cleanups because again, we're Democrats, we give back, and we go out there and help our citizens.
And of course, you had some assistance with some great committee people.
Colleen Chestnut. Oh my gosh, great lady. We have, I think, become good friends, and she's so organized. I love it.
Yes, she is.
I'm disorganized, and she's organized, so it works out well. And she truly believes in the Democratic Party and in the way, and she just wants to give back to the community.
Yeah, I think it was really, and the candidates really responded well, and it's nice to go out and see that you can make a visible difference in communities by going out, and so we want to, again, carry that through. Of course, we're right back in another election cycle, but nonetheless, in even non-election years, continue to enlist our office holders and candidates to do that. It was a great idea, and appreciate all your assistance with that. Of course, you also were out in addition to your phone banking, which you have quite a technological acumen about, but we also got you out walking door to door, and now there was some criticizing your pace at walking.
Yes. So picture this. You have a list in front of you. You're over 50. You wear contacts. You have to wear bifocals. And you're trying to read this small print on this list. And you have a gentleman who's at least, I don't know, about a foot taller than you, 8 inches taller than you. And he's just power walking. And he's like, I didn't know
Colin was out there.
What is the next house? And I'm like, there's going to be an injury involved as I'm trying to read this list. And I basically said, hey, buddy, slow down or I'm going to hurt myself. And then I was told to keep up. So, yes, it was a great day out in that wonderful neighborhood.
Well, once we find out who that individual was that was doing that to you, we are going to get to the bottom of that.
Let's work on that.
Now, you've also, as I said, you've been a great sport with promoting our various events live with live spots. Talk about the value of that. And, in fact, throughout the campaign and even on election day, that was a tremendous attribute. Talk about that.
I love technology. I do not use my degree, management information systems, so I love technology. I'm no expert, but whatever I can learn, I learn. And so when someone first approached me a couple, 2-3 years ago, got their hands on me, and I haven't been able to leave since. But one of the things we felt was, especially during COVID, what about the members of our community who their health isn't the greatest and they cannot get out every time? How can we reach them? Facebook. It's a safe platform for the most part, and you've been able, through Chat with the Chair, to not only share what our candidates are doing, but what our members of our community are doing, so various charitable organizations. And I'm just happy, I guess is the best word, on how these members of our community have reacted to seeing the videos, because they feel like they're being informed in a neutral setting, and they can watch it at any time, whether they watch it live or they watch it later. They can watch it at any time, and we've gotten so much positive feedback.
Yeah.
On election day, I feel the people behind the scenes at your county clerk's office, and the poll workers especially, they're not given enough thanks. They're not told, because without them we couldn't have an election.
Correct.
And so us going to the various polling sites and everything was a small way. Not only did it highlight the candidates, but it also highlighted how much work and effort these poll workers were putting out, and how many hours the county clerk's office employees had to put in to get the election going. And it was fun. I was quite proud of myself. I didn't get lost at any of the locations we were going.
We were all over the county, weren't we?
Yes, we were. And it was great, because, again, it was one way for our citizens to catch a small glimpse into what all goes into the elections, and to continue supporting our wonderful candidates.
Of course, it's all geared towards trying to get out the vote, and we'll just keep building on that, working on that. Can't stop.
Cannot
but it was,
stop.
particularly on election day, having the opportunity, going around to various polling sites and getting a chance to visit with people like Sheriff Plassey and Stacy Todd and Nancy Alsop, and just working through, and even our council person, producer Vicki Wager, we got her on air.
Yes.
So it was awesome, and it's all in real time, and really reminding people about the polls being open and the time and to get out, and so it was really great. We appreciate that. And of course, and on one of our walks, we even stopped you from getting run over. I mean, that was, I'm I'm doing it all here. I mean, you're in the middle of the road.
I kept motioning you to back up, and you're just looking at me, and I can hear a car coming, and I'm like, is this the end?
Well, I mean, most of my camera people don't stand in the middle of the road to film me. I mean, yes.
So you're saying I go above and beyond?
Well, you do that, but
yes.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to be the on-air talent. I've got to now do it all. I mean, it's unbelievable. But we'll continue to carry you, Michelle.
Thank you.
I will do that. And so, notwithstanding all of your talents with campaigning and with trying to keep me in line on social media. I was
going to bring that up.
Yeah. You're also the city clerk.
I'm the city clerk, yes.
So you've alluded to the county clerk and their responsibilities. Talk to our viewers about the responsibilities of the Terre Haute city clerk.
The city clerk is basically a record keeper. So we keep the records of city court, and we keep the records of the city council. I'm not sure if it's something to brag about or it just shows my dedication, but I think I've missed less than 10 city council meetings since 2005.
Wow.
A lot of meetings to sit through. And so we keep all of those records, all of the ordinances that the council has acted on, and the agendas, and notifying the citizens and news media, anyone who would like to. So another thing I've tried to do over the years is, would you like to be notified of a meeting or the agenda? Send me an email, I'll add you to my list. It's that simple. I ask that you don't tell me that out and about, because I'm afraid I'll lose your name by the time I get back. Just email me. And I have a large list of people I do that for every meeting. And anything that we can do to distribute, there's going to be a council meeting. Here's what's going to be on it. And it's on YouTube Live. So we're trying to get our citizens to engage more. City court, we're a pretty busy court. You're in there a few times.
Absolutely.
And so we deal with infractions, which is your speeding tickets and seatbelt tickets. We deal with misdemeanors and local city ordinance violations. And we have court 5 days a week. I would say all of my people in my office, it takes about 75% of their day spent minimum on court. Very busy, very active, great group of people. Someone who's sitting behind the camera right now is one of those. And one of the things I try and express to them on a regular basis is this office wouldn't be as working as well as it is without you. We have to be a team. And I think that's another thing on the Democrat Party. I believe in teamwork. Everybody can contribute somehow. Everybody can help make the whole process work. So I try and bring that into the office, and We all chip in and help each other wherever it may be. Sure, I may be the city clerk, but if I need to, I'll step in and help.
Now, the city clerk, before your term started, was legendary
Legendary,
in
yes.
Democrat politics, and of course, I think may have the record for
Longest.
service as elected official in Vigo County. I think he was the city clerk for 80 years, maybe something like that.
Well, not quite, not quite.
Seemed like it.
I will not break his record. Chuck Hanley, great man, character and a half, definite Irishman. I learned a whole lot working for him. I started working for him in 2004. He made me his chief deputy in 2005. Everything that he taught me, not quite sure how I still apply it, but I learned a lot. But it was fascinating listening to the stories from when he started in 1983. And again, when I came in 2004, became his chief deputy in 2005, he retired in 2018. Just hearing how everything had evolved and changed. And one of the great things, many great things about him, but one of them was his use of technology. He wanted to make the office workflow as easy as possible. Sometimes his ideas were a little off the wall, but we always made it work. But he's the one that actually started thrusting me into the Democrat Party and meeting with all of you and becoming more involved in everything. And it made me see that, well, my family thought I was crazy working for a politician because, from the outside looking in, you don't see that you're someone who's just making a difference. So it was great learning from him. So many people still miss him. I'm one of them.
You're one of them. Yeah, great man, and we miss him, and I know you miss him every day. And was just, like I said, an awesome office holder, great Democrat. And of course, you were his hand-picked clerk to take his spot. What was it that you thought that he saw in you that you were the person he wanted to follow in his footsteps?
It was interesting. I was there scanning documents for an archival software package. That's how I started there. And at the time, I had a lot of allergy problems. Still do, but not as bad. So I always had cough drops with me and I was, I don't know, about 20 feet away from where I had worked, and I looked over, and his hand is sliding into the cough drop. And he sees me, and he leaves them and walks away. Well, that made me see him in a whole different light. I'm happy he saw something in me. No matter what the job, I was there to do it. Basically, my thoughts are, I'll never use the phrase, that's not my job. Probably I would use it in medical field, but that's for the safety of everybody around us. But no, camaraderie, I don't know. I'm just happy he saw something because it's led me to a different career path.
And of course, there's no question that with regard to his reliance upon you as his chief deputy, and then I know that he's looking down, so proud of the job that you're doing as the city clerk and the responsibilities that go with the city court and with the city council. But I would imagine Chuck might even be a little surprised at how you've come along as a politician and you're campaigning. No. So what do you think he'd think about that, Michelle?
Oh my gosh, that man, the conversations, you never know where the conversation was going to go. It would start out with, you need to contact this person, and this person. And I think that was one of the greatest things about him, not the only great thing, but one of the greatest. He could remember everyone he's ever spoken with. Yeah. And he didn't care what walk of life they were from. They could be well-to-do, they could be, lower income. They were the same to him. And that was a great thing, but there was a lot of advice. I'm not sure I retained everything, but there was always a lot of advice. And I don't think he ever stated it this way, but what I walked away from our many discussions, was just talk to people. Go out, meet them, see them, interact with them, show up at events, because you learn something about your community. You learn more about these people that you're interacting with, and not only do they get to meet you and put a face to the name and everything, but you have to know what's going on in your community in order to do your job effectively.
And I know it was a big issue to Chuck that you were in public service in that role, and I know that's how you've approached it and continue to. So what would you say with regard to your job as the city clerk is the most gratifying part of the job?
I like all aspects of it. The city council, to have someone from the aspect of city council, to have someone come that's going to start their own business, a small business, and to work with them to make sure their property is zoned correctly, and to see them start up and then drive around town a couple years later and say, wow, look at them go. They're expanding, they're building, they're opening. And that's, I mean, I didn't vote on it. I didn't create anything, but I helped them maneuver the passage. A lot of people think that government is there to put roadblocks in and everything else, and that's not allowed in my office. We're going to be as helpful as we can and guide these people down the path they need to be in to achieve their dream. What's the American dream? It's a family, it's home, and for some people it's a business. So to see a small business start up, that's gratifying. I didn't do any of the work, but to know I was just a small part of that to make that happen. That is really enheartening, because you get out there and you can see how our community's building. I think on the court side, it starts out sad. You have someone who's let their driver's license become not valid. And they'll come into the office and they will they'll feel like there's no hope for them. While my office cannot change their driving record, and the judge can do anything, is the only one who can do something, being able to tell them you can set a hearing and go talk to the judge, and there is hope. You can get your license back and then see them get their license back. We've had a few people come back and thank us. We've had a few thank you cards. So that is what the job is about, is to help the citizens and help them achieve whatever goal they're after, whether it's opening a business, whether it's selling a property to a prospective business owner, they've owned the property for years, or whether it's seeing someone get their driver's license back.
So talk to our viewers about where your office is. What's the best way to contact you and your office? Well,
we're located in City Hall, which is by the courthouse.
New parking lot.
New parking lot. Yeah, new parking lot. No, it will be gorgeous. It's seeing all the landscaping and everything has been wonderful. Mary Kramer, Art Spaces, and all, and in some ways, eventually Riverscape will come into this. So they have a large vision, and it's great to see that one coming.
Yeah.
And you need to check out the new water fountain between the courthouse and City Hall, because that is gorgeous. So we're located in City Hall, first floor, room 102. But we have a lot of information on our website, terrehaute.in.gov. You can go under departments for city council, or you can go under departments for city clerk, and you can find information there. Email us. We're trying to make ourselves as visible as possible.
That's awesome. And of course, from a personal standpoint, you are quite the dog lover.
Depends on how his attitude is that day. I have I think he's just now 2 lab mix that, wow, more energy than I remember puppies having. And he's goofy, he's silly, and he's not going to be ready for campaigning next year. I had hoped, but he's not.
Well, of course, we talked about having just finished an election, and yet we're just turn around and right back at it.
Right back at it. 2023, vote for me. That's my slogan. You like it?
I like it. It's
Okay.
It's very catchy.
Thank you.
It is very catchy. And me is Michelle Edwards. How about that? I picked up on that. You see,
he's not as slow as we think.
I'm not as slow. And what did you think? We have a show featuring one Colin Hartman, and he's labeled it Terra Dice. What do you think about that?
I think it will catch on with him.
Nice.
I think it's caught on with him. Yes.
So, of course, we also want to thank our good friends with organized labor and,
Oh my gosh, yes.
all the things that they've done. But one of the things that our good friend Councilman Thacker had initiated, then our good friend John Bryan with the Ironworkers, the clay pigeon shoot that they teamed with us. That once again an event for charity.
Yes.
And you're a good sport.
Oh boy.
So talk about that. And you're also out there. I was a little concerned when I saw you with a firearm in my presence.
It was your idea. It was
so she
your
had a firearm.
idea.
We're out at this clay pigeon event, and Michelle's got a firearm. So
Yes.
I was being very cautious what I was saying to her at that moment. But talk about that event.
And I warned you about that,
You
did I not?
You
yes,
did.
yes.
So talk about that event, Michelle.
That is a great event. What is this, the second year, I think
Yes.
it is? And a great event for everyone to go out and, of course, shoot the clay and in a safe environment. But all the proceeds are going to charity. Well, I mean, it's great. I don't remember. I'm sorry, I forgot who they gave it to this year. Do you remember?
That's being designated by the union.
But to see everybody come together, so of course there's individuals from the local unions, and then there's candidates there, and I was there to provide support, such as have people sign up forms, and I would, put the tables out, and then I was asked by a certain individual to make up a team, and I think my exact words, "Are you crazy?" And you said, "No, go ahead." Okay, so I ended up with a golf cart of my own. I borrowed someone's shotgun, and they helped me load ammunition, and by the second stop, there's, I think, 10 or 15, we realized it's probably not a good idea for me to be doing this. So I would put it in my shoulder and hold it. And again, I was borrowing someone else's, so my arms couldn't reach long enough to hold everything. And then the shotgun would move. Everybody was far, far away from me. Trust me, I made sure I faced forward. I did not hit a single one.
Nice.
We made it. After the second one, I looked at him, and I'm like, "You really sure you want me on your team?" And it was Colin and a gentleman named Mark. Great sports. They had to load everything for me because I couldn't even get that in there. And so about the fourth stop on the circuit, we just started having the best time. Your son-in-law, Colin, wonderful. He's a great marksman. He really is.
But I understand.
And I got really good.
Be careful what I say about that guy, too.
Yeah, I got really good at hitting the button to make the clay shoot out, and that was my designated job, and marking the cards.
Yeah, he was a champion at one of those events. So
Yes,
as I
he
said,
really,
I gotta
really
be
talented.
really careful what
Yes.
that is. So
Yes. And it was like having a younger cousin that I really didn't want. But, yeah, I took him in, and, no, it was great. Wonderful. There was a lot of fun. I'm not sure he's going to ask me to be on his team next year.
Well,
I won't feel bad.
Just hold your breath. Just hold your breath.
I will be the official scorecard keeper.
So, Michelle, we appreciate all your work and all your help with the chat with the chair as well. And I know you're working behind the scenes tirelessly on that, so we do appreciate that. Any last thoughts or words for our viewers?
You said something, and I cannot believe I'm going to give you kudos for this, but you said something.
I'll write this down.
Yeah, would you? That stuck with me during the election. And I don't remember whether you said call 10 or call 15 friends. Do you remember speaking about that?
Yes, 15.
Well, I'm going to modify that a little bit because I can. And I'm going to say for next year, reach out to 10 to 15 friends. Make sure they're registered to vote. While other parts of our country go through issues with the voting system, we're lucky here because it is a smooth, sure process. You bring your ID, you walk in. We have early voting centers, so we just need everyone to consider registering to vote. It's very easy, indianavoters.com, and you can register there. You can go to the courthouse and register. It's so easy, and we just need more of our citizens voting and becoming involved because what the elected officials that are elected do impacts everyone's life. So I think just having everyone January 2nd, start calling your friends and family. Make sure they're registered to vote. And that will have a bigger impact than you think. A small thing, but it has a huge impact.
Great advice, great words. And one other thing, Michelle, just so I'm clear, you're the expert on this. Now, with regard to the chat, so we need to share it, like it. What do they have to do to spread the word?
Well, they can like our Facebook page, Vigo County Democratic Party.
Write this down.
They can like the video. They can share the video.
Okay.
And then they can go to YouTube, Vigo Dems, and they can subscribe to our channel. And we keep the videos all, whether it's the live videos where I'm chasing you around somewhere because you just, I don't know, you're a personality now, but we keep all of our videos available on YouTube for the chat, and then on Facebook for the live shots, and also for the chat. They're still on there. You can go back and watch them anytime.
There you have it. So there's the technical terminology.
We need to start you a fan club page.
There we go. Fan club page.
Just reach out to me. I will get a
that's what I
Chairman
need.
Joe Etling fan.
That's what I need.
Page.
So we do appreciate all your great work and all your wisdom and advice. And so do all those things that Michelle said. Those are the technical terms that you need to do. But we do appreciate everybody tuning in. Can't thank you enough for all your help on this campaign. Let's keep it going. Let's get these people registered that aren't registered, and let's continue to encourage people to vote. It's so important, and we're going to continue to put forth great candidates, great office holders like Michelle Edwards, and with all your help, we're going to keep them.
Vote for me 2023.
Vote for me 2023. You heard it here first. I'm Joe Etling. God bless you all. Have a great night.
Ocratic. Everything you need to know about the Vigo Dem Party. So sit back, relax, and watch from